The NFL suspended a Buffalo Bills player for using medical marijuana as a treatment for his Crohn's disease. Offensive lineman Seantrel Henderson received his second suspension yesterday. The 10-game punishment will stretch into next season. Despite a growing number of states legalizing marijuana for both medical and recreational purposes, it is still a banned substance in the NFL. Dana Jacobson spoke with one player who's pushing for a change in the league. Dana, good morning.
Good morning. Cannabidiol, or CBD, is a compound that actually comes from the marijuana plant. It contains so little THC, that's the psychoactive component of pot, its manufacturers claim it technically doesn't even qualify as marijuana under federal law. It's helped control seizures among some children with epilepsy, but we don't know if it can help protect athletes' brains from traumatic injuries. One NFL player told us, though, he would like to find out.
I started playing football when I was 7. I'm 27, so that's 20 years.
20 years of hits like this. It's how Tennessee Titans linebacker Derrick Morgan earns his living, but the husband and father of 2 would like to prevent those hits from haunting him in the future.
I love the game, don't get me wrong, but we didn't know at the time what the inherent risks were.
Doctors have linked the chronic brain degeneration disease known as CTE to repeated head trauma. Morgan's been following reports that a compound extracted from the marijuana plant, cannabidiol, or CBD, may be able to help. What about what you were learning said to you this may be a viable option?
For me, it was the neuroprotectant qualities of it. It's not about getting stoned. It's not about, guys getting high and abusing it. It's about the medicine behind it.
Morgan is the only active player publicly calling on the NFL to look into the benefits of CBD. He joins a number of retired players, like former Broncos quarterback Jake Plummer, who started taking CBD oil last year to deal with nagging headaches.
I was open for anything at that point to try, and once I tried it and was consistent on CBD, that's when I realized, wow, this stuff works.
Plummer claims it helps him avoid using traditional painkillers and insists the NFL should look into this if it cares about the safety of its players.
It's really a no-brainer. It's an awful way to say this, but it is. It's a no-brainer for the brain. Save the brain, you save the game. Have you been using it?
No, it's too much of a risk as far as with our substance abuse policy that we don't know how it's going to show up on a test.
In a statement, the NFL said its top priority is the health and safety of our players, but that medical experts have not recommended making a change or revisiting our collectively bargained policy and approach related to marijuana. Any change to the league's drug policy would require a revision to the collective bargaining agreement with the NFL Players Association. NFLPA Assistant Executive Director George Atala says it's important to take a methodical approach to the issue.
I think that we can't get ahead of the medical and scientific community on this.
But the scientific community hasn't gotten far. Where are you in the process of research right now?
At the very beginning, unfortunately.
Ryan Vandry studies the effects of marijuana at Johns Hopkins University. He's collecting surveys from current players to see how athletes deal with pain. He says we still have a lot to learn about the long-term impact of medical cannabis.
It may be beneficial for a number of these health conditions, but it may also be harmful. And we don't have a good enough understanding. There's not enough data for us to be able to predict for any one person, is it going to be more helpful than harmful?
And how you study the impact of a drug on NFL players when they aren't allowed to use it is the quandary for supporters like Derrick Morgan. What do you want the NFL to do in regards to medical marijuana?
The NFL prioritizes player health and safety, but when you prioritize player health and safety and you say that and you proclaim that that's one of your main initiatives, you have to look into everything that's out there, and cannabis has been something that has been showing promising results.
The NFL Players Association has formed a committee to study alternative forms of pain management. Morgan is planning to serve on that committee, but for now there's no clear timeline on if or even when CBD or any form of marijuana might become an acceptable option to protect NFL players' brains and also deal with pain management.
It sounds like a big old catch-22, is it?
It is, and there are a couple things here. First of all, it's the idea of the stigma that is behind marijuana and still remains behind marijuana. Does the NFL want to get out in front of it? And also, we heard it in the
piece there. They need more research on both sides. But the researchers say we need the players to actually be able to participate in this, but they can't participate in it because it's a banned substance right now in the league.
Yet it's still legal in many places.
It is. It's almost half the teams in the NFL right now have either medical or recreational marijuana is legal in their states.
All right. Thank you, Dana.
Yeah, thank you.